I was trying to figure that one out. But what was also, it kind of blew me away. And I don't know if they had a name for this one, but not like an AI name, but it was called personalized product titles or something like that,
Yeah,
where the AI, and it was based on the customer that's looking at it. So basically, what'll happen is whatever your headline or your title is for your product, it'll reorganize it based on the customer that's looking for that type of product, and it would organize it in a way that would be more appealing and have a higher conversion rate to that particular customer. That was wild. So do you tell me about that? Because I don't remember it all, but it sounded like a pretty nifty system to use.
yeah, no, you're exactly right. So, depending on what the customer is going to be searching for, the example they gave or the speaker gave was pink aviator sunglasses. So search that up at a certain point in time when they roll it out, the product title customers searching in the search bar on Amazon. Um, and that'll reflect in the product title. So, a lot of times when you're searching through, you don't necessarily, your window shopping was the example that they gave on Amazon. So it just becomes a much more personalized shopping experience. Um, and yeah, like you said, it could definitely lead to a huge, better conversion rate for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I mean, it's wild. So, like, we talk about A/B testing, but they're actually following and understanding the buying behaviors of every customer, and they're trying to give them what they're looking for, and help them search. And it has to help the conversion rate. So I thought that was brilliant, and I want some more of that. The other thing, which on they call it the advertising content side, which I thought was pretty interesting, was the ability for AI to build single and bulk products for you. And you basically just need to
Yep.
give it like a URL link, or maybe you give it a picture, and then it does the rest. I mean, it sounds like magic. I haven't tried it yet, but what's your take on that thing?
Yeah, the product listing section was really cool. I mean, maybe the days of flat files are coming to an end in the future. I doubt it, but it's a step in the right direction. But basically, the product listing thing, it'll reduce the number of steps. AI will generate the listing itself. You can do a bulk listing workflow. And one other wrinkle that they added to it was it'll identify product compliance requirements up front. So a lot of times when brands are uploading new ASINs to launch, a week or two later they'll get hit with some sort of compliance violation. This will Now you'll have the compliance up front, so your product won't be up and then taken down randomly. You'll know up front what documents you need to submit, and it should be a much smoother process there.
I mean, that's great. I mean, it's the torture up front than later. So I think racing to fix your
Yeah.
compliance issues is good. And then I don't know, but there was this thing, and I think they had two different names. One was called, I think, Live Image, and one was called the AI Video Generator. But the Live Image thing was something like it'll take a still picture that you have, and it'll change and add a lot of AI backgrounds, but it adds movement so that a cup of coffee has steam coming out of it, or the sky is moving. I don't know how to describe it any better than that, but that seemed
That's
really
exactly
neat.
right. Yeah, that was the example that they had on the screen during the ceremony. Was it was just a basic picture of coffee. They put a background onto it, and then they made it move. So the camera kind of panned over on the image. There was steam coming from the coffee cup. So definitely something very cool to take advantage of in the future. I mean, the speaker was saying that so many customers are wanting video ads, and sellers are trying to leverage more video ads. So I mean, this takes out a lot of the legwork too. I mean, a lot of brands, I mean, we experience it. It takes time to do these photo shoots or make these videos and create videos. If Amazon can just do it for you right there, you submit a still image and it can do a little bit of movement on it. I think that's super helpful and it saves so much time.
Yeah, I mean, just any movement will help catch the eye, that's for sure. But I didn't, I seemed like you could also do one-click videos. Now, I don't know if that's the same as Live Image or not, but it seemed like you could go beyond just the movement to a proper video.
Yeah, correct. So that's what I'm saying. They'll put that you can just have your image with a blank white background, and it'll create that video and create that image for you, whatever you would like. And then you can add in the movements or add in anything that you would like. But yeah, one click, and it'll put it into a nice image or a nice video for you.
I mean, and that's great. Also, I mean, they're making a fortune on advertising, and they keep on adding more and more of these features to the advertising. It seems like you can advertise in so many other places beyond Amazon. I mean, they're talking about obviously Prime and all their other properties that they own. It seems like you could place advertising with Amazon and have it organized and syndicated to all these different platforms.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was
exactly.
a
They
name
had
for
all
that,
the
but
different
it seemed pretty cool.
No, I think it was just part of their Amazon ads, section, but they had, all their brands up there. I mean, you could get your brand and put an ad on Thursday Night Football if you really wanted to. That's one of the big selling points for that. And then they obviously have all their partnered brands. There's Twitch, and they have all their in-house brands that are Amazon branded. So I mean, the amount of reach that you could do with some of the Amazon ads and the live videos and images, it's endless at this point.
I mean, it's really, really, really exciting, some of the stuff that they're coming out with. And they did talk about, for sellers, we always have this, I guess, agita about having to deal with their customer service or their seller support, that they're slow and they don't get back to you fast enough. And they really look like they've sped up the process and given us more tools and more ways to work with them. I don't know what your take on that was, but again, it sounded good. Anything that speeds things up with seller support is a winner.
Yeah, I think everyone that deals with seller support has had their issues in the past. I don't see those issues going away, but I did go to one of the seller support breakout sessions. One of the things that they are going to be rolling out, they already have the chat feature on there. They're claiming that 32% more success rate using the chat feature rather than doing email or phone call. But one thing that sellers have been asking for in the chat was an attachment feature. A lot of times, seller support, they're asking you for different documents and all kinds of different things. So now you're able to attach documents into the chat feature. One thing that they're also going to be rolling out is screen sharing. So if you're having a hard time, communicating with the support rep that you're with, you can screen share and you can show them exactly what you're talking about. I think that'll be a huge success for a lot of sellers. Sometimes it's hard to get your point across on what you're actually trying to fix or what you're trying to do. Another thing that they're rolling out is live channel intervention. So if you are working on a case and it's getting nowhere, or it's stalled out and it's super difficult, Amazon's AI now will detect it and they'll assign a different trained support specialist to take over that case and hopefully move it forward. Those are a couple of the notes that I took
Wow.
from that seller support session. So all good things.
Yeah, what was also cool, going back to the advertising, and I forgot to mention this, but they finally talked a bit more about Amazon Business. I mean, we really love working with Amazon Business and selling to B2B customers. They're bigger orders, they buy more frequently, and so it seemed like you could do a lot more targeted advertising for B2B or Amazon Business. So I don't know if you got to hear any of that, but that kind of motivated me a bit.
Yeah, I did. So they're calling it the business planner. So it evolves and it'll adjust for recommended actions for you. So the example I put down, say you have a low velocity SKU, you don't have many marketing dollars in it. It'll identify, a good campaign that you might be running on a high selling SKU, and it'll recommend you to put more advertising or, more advertising on that SKU. And so now it hopefully will raise in velocity. But yeah, it'll just give you recommendations on certain SKUs that might not be performing as well, and
Okay.
potentially you've been having trouble moving.
So you're talking about the Amazon, the business planner, where it was like, do you want more velocity? You want to save money? Whatever it was, like you have these different categories of what you're looking to do with your SKU or your business, and it'll then plot the plan of attack for you. Is that what you're talking about? The
Exactly.
business
Yeah.
planner? Yeah.
It'll give you the recommendations. Yep.
We should
Exactly.
try. We should try that for sure. Is that available, or is that like coming soon? I couldn't tell.
I believe coming soon. I think I had to leave right before the end of it. But hopefully coming soon. If not, it's already out. I agree. I'd love to use it.
So,
One of the other
so
things
go ahead.
that I took down. One of the other things I took down was they briefly went over A plus content. I mean, as brand owners, A plus content is very important to have below your listings, and so now they're going to be rolling out AI A plus content. So it's basically an A plus content manager for you. Um, so you can use AI powers and use AI powers prompt to deliver sharp marketing messages on your A plus content, and kind of the same thing as a business planner. It'll give you recommendations on what your A plus should look like, even to the point where you could give it an image and it'll spit out a description or something that you could put into your A plus content. I thought that was
So
super fascinating as
it helps
well.
you build the A plus content.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's great. I mean, I know some of this stuff isn't perfect at the beginning, but I'm sure that'll get better and better as people use it. And they have so many data points with so many people on the platform that, this stuff gets better pretty quick. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So what do you think with the main highlight of the day? Martha Stewart wasn't there. So what was the big win for today?
I think it was just all the new AI resources that they're going to be putting out, from Project Amelia, from going over Rufus again, and then all the different AI resources that you can use for your product listings, A plus content, marketing, Amazon ads. They're really, I think, diving into the AI world, and they're going to continue investing into AI and utilizing it as much as they can for sellers. And I think the more that sellers use it, the better it will get. Obviously, they'll have feedback. And it should just keep the ball rolling for everyone.
Cool. Well, thanks for attending the show. I'm glad it was a great time for you there and you learned a heck of a lot. It's definitely not as much fun virtually, so hopefully next year I'll get there with you guys in person. But I guess it's an AI world and Amazon's all over it, and a great Accelerate conference for everybody. So thank you everybody for listening, and Mike, thanks again for being on the ground there. We really appreciate the updates.
Of course, yeah, I had a great time out here, so thank you.